Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Subject to Change with myself, your host, Jordan McCabe. Today, we have a great sit-down with Shareef O'Neal, and we're going to get to that. But before we do, I wanted to take a moment and touch on what's going on right now around the country and around the world. Me and Shareef sat down before Memorial Day, so I didn't get a chance to talk about it. And I just wanted to say, first and foremost, rest in peace to George Floyd, rest in peace to Breonna Taylor, rest in peace to Ahmaud Arbery, rest in peace to the long list of names that shouldn't have come before them. It's disheartening to think that we had to lose any lives at all in order to sit down and have this conversation, but we're here now. And it's just that, it's a conversation, it's not an argument, because there's no argument for racism. Racism is no longer tolerated in this country. It's sad that it had to take this long, but like I said, we are here now, and change starts with us. So I encourage you, whether you're part of the unaffected group or the directly affected group in society, that you stay listening, stay learning, and stay active in whatever that means for you. Because like I said, here in this community, change starts with us. So stay safe and God bless, and let's get back into the show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is episode 7 of Subject to Change with Jordan McCabe, the podcast, everybody's favorite podcast. And everybody has a podcast nowadays, but the reason you listen here is because this is the one that's hosted by a collegiate athlete, and we're barely even allowed to do this. So that's the reason that you tune in. And we bring in the best guest, baby. Shareef O'Neal is in the building. Insert claps. Shareef, thanks for coming on, bro. How you been, man? How you been? It's been a weird time, quarantine, and are you out in LA right now?
Nah, I'm quarantined in Florida right now. I went to my dad's house because he has a court here, so we took advantage and got out here while we could, so we could stay on top of things.
Miami area?
It's in Orlando, about 3 hours away from Miami. But yeah, it's we haven't gone down to Miami. We just been in the house. That's it.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's crazy. It feels like we're in a movie. It's real.
Some Bird Box type stuff going on right now. Weird.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy, bro.
What do you been up to though, in terms of everybody's got their daily routine? What's your daily routine look like?
Well, I sleep in as much as possible. You know, I try to make these days go by fast. A lot of Modern Warfare. Spend about half the day on that. Eating, of course. I really don't leave the room. I'll sleep, play video games, go hoop, eat, and then that's what I do every day. And I'll scroll through social media for about an hour before I go to sleep, and then I'll be out. I do that every single day.
You're pretty prevalent on social media. Those of you that aren't following Shareef, go jump on pretty much any social, but one in particular, your activity on Twitter has been, heightened during this quarantine. You've been getting after it with Twitter. I want to talk about what was her name? You shot at somebody. What was her name? You want to talk about it? Look, go ahead.
Are you talking about Tinashe?
Yes, exactly who I'm talking about.
You know, I saw Tyler Harrow shoot this shot on Twitter. I ain't gonna lie, and then I was like, it worked. So I was like, T Harrow's pulling. I'm gonna pull. I know. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna pull too, and I tried it. It didn't work, but I got the blue heart. Yeah, the blue heart don't mean nothing, but I got the blue heart. That was enough
responded? For me. She said the blue heart.
Yeah, she gave me back a blue heart.
That's a make in my book.
That's what I said. I mean, I didn't know she was that much older than me, though. I think she's about like 7 or 8 years older than me. So I was like, all right, but a blue heart, that's good.
Hey, blue heart, all that means is you got a foot in the door, my man. That's all you need, too, right?
For real. I'll stick with the blue heart.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. You and Tyler doing it, over social media. I'm kind of a salt of the earth guy. I'm an old school dude. Met my girl just walking down the street, but hey, you gotta get it how you live. I see both of you out here trying to figure it out. I love it, man. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. What have you been up to lately? Give us a life update, man.
Just coming back from my surgery, still, just trying to gain on my way back. That's probably been the thing I've been doing like the most is trying to get back in shape.
Yeah.
And I had heart surgery in 2000 December, like the couple days before it was 2019. It was like maybe December 13th. Now after my surgery, I was about 184. I'll say now I'm about 233. That was
You
last
were
time.
what after your surgery?
Before the surgery, I was 220. When I got home from the surgery, I was 184.
Bro, I'm 184, sturdy dad bod, but I'm 5'9". You're 6 foot what?
I was 6'10", 180.
Whoa, that's crazy. And you're up to 230 now, 230 plus?
Yeah, I'm 230, trying to get up to about 240, and then I feel like I'll be good at that weight. So now I felt like after my surgery, I got more athletic, faster. I was playing when I play at UCLA. I felt like my body was more mature than it was when I was playing before my surgery, and I just felt stronger. And one big difference, I felt I could breathe way better when I played. Like I didn't notice it in high school because I didn't know I had a heart problem, but I would always be tired. Like I just would be tired out of nowhere. And when I got with surgery and I'd play after in the Drew League and at UCLA, I felt like I could breathe like way better and I could run way longer and just I felt the difference.
Yeah, no doubt. How was the Drew League out there? I mean, you spend most of your time out in LA. How was that?
It was real fun. We had a new team. It was our first year with Brandon Jennings, with KJ Martin. It was real fun. Being in LA, I feel like if you're from LA, you got to play in the Drew League. The whole city comes out to play, and it's cool. Like, everybody in the Drew League is kind of local, and then there's some NBA guys who come, but it's kind of like a city thing. It's real cool.
So did you grow up in LA?
Yeah, I moved a lot. I was born in LA. Then I moved to Miami in about '04 when my dad played for the Heat. Then I went to Phoenix, and then we came to Orlando for a little bit after Phoenix while he was when he went to Cleveland and Boston, and then we just moved back to LA and then with my mom. So yeah. I moved a lot.
What are your, that I find your life's interesting. It should be a show. It has been a show, So I mean, I sit here thinking like your early basketball experiences, who do you remember like walking in the gym, seeing? Do you have any like moment where like you maybe take for granted who you were just always around and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've actually always wanted to talk about this. Nobody's ever asked me a question like that. So
I'm here, baby.
It's my whole life. I didn't realize till like last year, and like last year I was talking to my older brother. I'm like, bro, do you realize like the stuff we used to just be around and we would just walk past like it was nothing because we didn't really like look at it like that. And like it was times where like we would be at school and my dad gets off the Cleveland Cavaliers bus. We're in LA. While he's on the Cavs, they get off the bus. He comes into our class. He like checks us out of school early. We get on the bus with the Cavs. LeBron's our favorite player. We're sitting next to LeBron on the bus. We're driving to their practice, and then we're like they're having like a shoot around, and we're just in there playing with the whole Cavs team. And then LeBron, we're playing we're 2-on-1 against LeBron. He like throws it over me, and he basically clears my little brother and dunks it. So like that's just one moment that happened a long time ago, and just like a lot of special moments with Kobe and Michael Jordan. I got to meet Michael Jordan a few times, so it's just like at first I didn't really realize it because I was like, oh, these guys are my dad's friends, but then I'm like these people are some of the most influenced people in the whole wide world, and they influence me and some of my favorite players. So like, yeah, it's a lot.
That's dope, bro. That's really dope. I mean, I grew up in Kaukauna, and I used to hoop with this kid named Timmy. He had like 6 fingers. He could shoot it though, but I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. You feel me? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the same type of deal. I mean, he could he had a little something to him, bro. Timmy could go. But I mean, LeBron, I mean, it's all right. It's cool. That's, bro, on a serious note, that is maybe the wildest thing that you just, like, I got picked up out of school, and, like, if I got out of school early and got ice cream, it was lit. You got picked up out of school and went and sat by LeBron. Like, whole different game with you, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. You mentioned Kobe, though. Rest in peace to an absolute legend. And this is the first time that I've ever, gone on record and even spoke about it, at length. But I'm not going to do any of the speaking here. I want you to, I know you've probably been asked about it and poked and prodded, but, I can't even think of any other question to ask you, but what did he mean, to you when he was here?
He was there. He's been around since I was born, like him and my dad, they were best friends in that year and I was born, and he basically watched me grow up since then and kept in contact with them for a very long time. And people always thought that him and my dad had problems with that. That wasn't the case at all. It just, like, how the internet is, they kind of push everything times 1,000. Like we would see him all the time. He would still call, check in, and everyone else in the world thought they had beef, but that was never the case. And he was just like, I called him uncle. I call a lot of people uncle, but like to him, it actually meant something because he was there when I was born, and him and my dad had such a great bond. He had a great bond with us, and he was always looking to help us. He'd go watch my sister play all the time because he's really big on girls basketball, and he was recruiting my sister to play for Team Mamba. So he was just always looking to make sure we were at our best, even though he didn't have to. He texted me maybe 2 months before my surgery. He checked with me weekly until I got back to basketball, and he'd always be like, "How are you doing today? What's the update? How are you feeling now? What's your weight at? Make sure you do this. Make sure you do that." Like, it was like he was always like there for me, and that meant a lot. And it struck the world when people heard that news. So I mean, it took a big blow on me, and I still am kind of numb to it. It just doesn't feel like it's real. I don't want to live in a world where I say that Kobe Bryant isn't alive. It just doesn't even sound right. And it just took a big blow on my family. I wasn't around my dad when it happened. I was actually in the car with Josh, and then we went to the closest spot. It was my mom's house that we were near, and we both got. That's the only emotional moment I ever had with Josh. That's been my best friend for a long time, but that's like the real emotional moment we had. We just all cried. The whole house cried, and it makes it worse because that day, my sister's team was playing Gigi's team. Like, literally that morning, we were all supposed to go watch this big game, championship game of the tournament. Team Mamba's playing my sister's team. Me and Josh were literally driving to the game. My mom calls, and she tells us, like, they canceled all the games. They said that Kobe has passed away in a helicopter crash. And then that's just when, like, that whole day, I'll remember that day for the rest of my life. It was just an insane day. But, yeah.
No, man, I appreciate you, sharing that. And I know a lot of people who are viewing and listening in right now appreciate and know that that's not something easy to talk about at all. But it seems very consistent with the stories that you hear from different, people about Kobe. And, my only story that I have, I was lucky enough to go out, and I didn't have a personal relationship as you did, and you really get to see who he is as a person. But in 2011, I went to the All-Star game, and I remember, being back around. I'm meeting all these players, and I remember Thursday, I believe, so the start of All-Star weekend, or Friday, that first day, I got a chance to meet Kobe, and he signed, some stuff for me. It was at some like T-Mobile event. And he was there, signed some stuff, and we talked. I mean, he sat there and talked to me, for probably, 5-10 minutes, which is an eternity for a guy like that. And, that was dope. But then all of a sudden, Sunday comes around, the game's there, and I'm in the back tunnel. And I mean, shoot, I was, I don't know, 12 years old, white kid with the same buzz cut I got now. I look like every kid, like ever. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to pick me out of the crowd. I'm walking through the back tunnel, and I'm, like, looking up, and actually Bron passed this way, and Kobe was coming the other way, and he kind of grabbed my arm like that. And he was like, how'd you like? He's talking to me about the game and stuff like that. It speaks volumes about the kind of person he was. And, the basketball world in general is going to miss him. But you said he was doing a lot for women's basketball and girls basketball at a youth level, right?
Yeah, he is. I know Gigi, she was an insane player. I never got to see her play in person because that was going to be my first time. But the videos I saw, she was an insane player. But I mean, I know he was pushing girls basketball really heavy, and I like that because both of my sisters play. So I mean, I told my little sister, I said, you got to be the next one to bring this to the next level. I was like, she's about 6'2" and she's 13 years old. I'm like, you could be the next big thing. And she practices with us all day, so I was like, you got to be dominant. So I just told her to start taking over.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing, for my sister when she was playing and stuff. I would always tell her, like, you work out with me, and then, you're always playing one-on-one, versus boys and older boys, that you might get, beat up on, in the beginning. But, then you go to school, and at recess, you're making, boys in your grade cry because you just busted their ass, in one-on-one. That's my favorite stories to hear. But yeah, man, she's gonna be a killer. Your sister and stuff. I'm excited to see that because women's basketball definitely. Have you noticed a swing? In this, eyeballs are starting to go towards women's basketball more.
Yeah.
And they're very deserving of it. They're more than deserving of it. What's your take on all that?
Oh, I love it. I love seeing. I seen a video of I think it was a girl in middle school dunking. I'm like, this is what I want to see. Like, so I mean, I tell everybody, my little sister's 13. I seen her beat one of the kids that was on my varsity team in high school 1-on-1. So I tell people that girls can really hoop and they can really shoot.
Yeah, no, they can play, and they're starting to, feel this swing, this momentum. And people, when everything did happen with Kobe, that was, one of the things that hurt me the most was you saw how involved he was with women's basketball and where it was going. But I think, he gave it, the boost that it needed, and, people are starting to really, really take notice. But yeah, man, so we talked about your sister. Now we talked about, Pops a little bit and everything. Everybody knows Shaquille O'Neal and his story, but tell me a little bit about your other brothers. Walk me through that.
My older brother, everyone thought that us two were going to be the hoopers in the family. He was really good at a young age, and I was just the one I was supposed to follow along. My Shakir, he was a baby, so nobody kind of knew. And he was kind of a fat kid, so no one thought he was gonna hoop. So, but me and Miles, we used to really go at it. Like it was personal between us, like who wanted to be the best basketball player growing up. And when high school came, he started to become more of a fashion guy. Like everyone was like always commenting his style and all that. And he has a different dad, so he's not as tall. Everyone always asks why he's not as tall. He has a different dad. And but I don't call him my half brother. I never have even referred to him as my half brother. Like he grew me. He's lived with my mom's, and my dad treats him like it's his own. And he started to become a model. And at first, like the modeling days, he would just post Instagram pictures and all that. And then he got picked up by an agency, and now he's doing runway shows with like Dolce & Gabbana, and he does Fashion Week, and he just walks the runway. So he's grown, so he's living his own life. He lives a good life of going to Italy and partying during Fashion Week, and he DJs a little bit. Like that sounds cool. And then Shakir, he's been hooping. He just had a big growth spurt. He's about 6'6" now. He was about 6 foot last year. He grew a lot, and he's getting real good. So yeah, I expect to see him a lot next year on social media.
I know we'll get to your younger brother too, because he's going to be, a big deal on the prep hoop scene this year. People are going to be seeing him a lot, and deservedly so. You said he was a fat baby, and he slimmed out, and he's ready to go kill people. He's ready to go kill people this year. But going back to your older brother Miles, you said you've been to Fashion Week. Have you ever been to Fashion Week?
No, I wanted to go, but that's kind of far. And with basketball, I don't think I had enough off time to go, because I was always training with my dad. And
you seem like you would thrive at a Fashion Week. True or false?
True. I feel like I could really like show what I can wear, like my style.
You got style?
I think so. I don't really like dressing up, but I feel like I could put together like a cool little fit for the day. I just don't really like wearing jeans and all that. I just stick to some sweats and a hoodie and some shoes.
Yeah, I mean, they do some different stuff out there in Italy and France and stuff. I would love to see a whole O'Neal family trip out to Fashion Week. Obviously, your older brother's killing it out there. I'm gonna have to make that happen. What would Pops wear?
A suit. He's definitely gonna wear a suit and some Toms. That's his favorite pair of shoes. Is some Toms.
Toms?
That's all he wears.
He drives a Prius too?
No, he drives a F-150.
He drives an F-150.
A big Shelby.
I didn't even know they made Shelby F-150s.
Yeah, it's a big Shelby. It's a big man car.
What can we all right, I know whatever car you got right now, what's the dream car? If your Pops was F-150, what do you want to drive?
Probably the Dodge Demon.
That's a Hellcat, right?
Yeah,
Demon,
yeah. SRT. I'll probably do that. Or the Lambo truck is nice. I like that car. I've never been in one, but if I ever see one, I know I like it. I like the pictures of it.
Yeah, Lambo truck is nice. I want to get a Tesla truck because they look so damn goofy. That's what I want.
Teslas are fire. Does that one have the autopilot mode too?
Yeah, it's got. I would assume so. I think all Teslas got that. I think they like feed you and do all sorts of stuff in that damn car. But I would love. Did you see the video of when they unveiled the truck?
No, I didn't see it.
Bro, it's like a Apple unveil, right? So you have this like big stage and all these people are sitting out here.
Spin in a circle.
Yeah, they spin it in a circle or whatever, and they stop. And like the big part of this Tesla truck is that it's supposed to be like indestructible, damn near, right? And the dude's like saying something, here's the new model Tesla truck that we're gonna roll out this spring, and some of the features are, it drives itself. It's got a flat screen TV in it. You don't have to watch anything. It cooks, Whataburger in the engine block, and it's indestructible. And he takes it says bulletproof, the glass or something like that. And he takes like a rock, and he's like 5 feet away. He just throws it at the window, and the whole thing just shatters. The whole window just shatters.
Oh, that's bad.
At that moment, I knew I wanted a Tesla truck, because if you're gonna be that dumb on rolling it out, I want that. That's what I want. Elon Musk, he's a different animal.
Yeah.
You hear he's moving his stuff out of LA?
Oh, I didn't know that. I heard there's always rumors going around. I heard that he was like building a tunnel underground, something that you can only use if you have a Tesla. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I watched the Joe Rogan Elon Musk thing along with 5 billion other people, and he was talking about this tunnel system underneath LA, Like the city just granted him permission to just go start digging tunnels underneath the entire city, which is nuts. But yeah, he's moving. He's moving out of LA. He's taking his factory because of this whole COVID thing.
Mhm.
LA's got a bunch of restrictions and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't remember where they said he was going to move it down to. Somewhere close. Either it was like Nevada, New Mexico, somewhere around there. Have you were you out there in LA when it got crazy?
I left probably because they announced that they're going to do mandatory lockdown. And I would say I got out of there about a couple days before. Just grabbed a couple of outfits and left, and I just didn't worry about the rest of the stuff. 'Cause I didn't know what was about to happen. I didn't know
Right.
like if this, like the whole virus thing. I didn't know how long it was supposed to go on for, like what was going to happen. So my dad called. He's like, me and Shakir are in Florida, and he's like, I don't want y'all to be stuck out there by yourself. So then me and my brother are like, all right, let's just go out there. So
No, that's smart. That's smart. You went down to Florida. I actually did the same thing. I just had to cross country road trip that mug. I jumped in a car. Um, but yeah, man, tell us a little bit about your decision. So you left UCLA and you're transferring to LSU, correct?
yeah, LSU.
So obviously, Pops went to LSU. For those of you that don't know or been living under a rock, get up out of there and figure it out. But tell us what went all into that decision and what you're looking forward to about LSU, other than the fact that they have a live tiger running around campus, which is wild.
I know,
That's
I saw that. Yeah. With LSU, I was excited to announce that. At first, I was gonna wait a little bit longer to announce, but during All Star, I got put on the spot in an interview with Sports Illustrated, and I just kind of accidentally said it. No, he asked me the question, and I said it before I announced it, like on Instagram and all that. I said it there. So then I told my mom, I said, "Mom, I actually just said it on the interview. I got to say it right now."
you
So then
just
she's like, "All right,
committed.
just say it." So I had to put out something real quick before Sports Illustrated said it. So I didn't even mean to say that, but because I was gonna wait till after All Star, but I just got put on the spot. So I'm glad with that decision. They have been supporting me even when I was doing my surgery and all that. Like all the LSU players that went to school with my dad, they would all reach out to me, and just LSU fans, they just always treated me like a family, even though I wasn't at their school at first. They would always be rooting for me, and that's big. They had enough respect for my dad that they would respect me even if I wasn't at their school. So then I felt like I had to show love after I announced my that I was transferring, and I just felt like I could strive in that system. I saw how Ben Simmons did in that system, and I knew a lot of kids on that team, and I kind of wanted to get away from LA a little bit. Being there for a really long time, it's a lot of distractions out there. There's so much going on in that city. I kind of just wanted to leave, and I felt like Louisiana was a good place to go. And that school, they're really good at football. I've always wanted to go to like a live college football game like that, and I wanted to go to more of like a college town. Being in LA, you could go to the UCLA game, but you could also drive 20 more minutes and see LeBron play. Or like you could it's just I want to go to like a place where the people come out to see us play, like just LSU. And I saw how their football team did. I went to a couple basketball games. Their basketball games were insane too. So I just love the atmosphere and the energy that the people in Louisiana give.
No, that's great, man. I'm happy for you, and obviously that system and program has been really really good for players. That kind of you fit that same mold of. You were talking about Ben Simmons and other people. It's a run and gun system, but I don't blame you, man. Trying to get out of LA for a little bit and see the world. I heard there's some weird stuff in LA. I don't know anything about West Hollywood. You know anything about West Hollywood? You ever been there?
Yeah, I know a lot about West Hollywood.
Give me a description of West Hollywood in like few words as possible.
Random.
It's random.
The biggest word. Random, and it's just you just kind of don't know what could happen any day. It could literally rain. I can't even explain like the amount of possibilities of things that could happen in the whole like Hollywood area. Like first, there's one street where it's just people dressed up in costumes, and then when it goes nighttime, like that street is just packed, and there's all clubs. And when I say I went down to where did I have to go? I had to drive through to go to downtown LA, and I just drove through this area, and I don't even like driving through this area. There's a lot of police over there because a lot of drunk people. And I was at a light, and people are just throwing glass bottles at cars in the road when they're driving by. Like, there's just a bunch of people just throwing glass bottles. And that was, like, the most random thing I ever seen. And then you could go another day. It could be completely empty. You go the next day. It's like people running in the street, just doing whatever. It's just a lot goes on in the whole area of Hollywood. Not even just West Hollywood. It's just really random.
Yeah, man, that's different, dude. I've heard you can go down to West Hollywood and you can get legally like married to like a chili cheese dog, a stop sign, pretty much any object.
Yeah, I mean that. Like, I don't know. It is a strange place. LA is strange. So many like different types of people there. It's just all in one. I don't know.
And now you're going down to the Bayou in Louisiana. You ever watch Waterboy?
No, I've never
You
seen
ever watch Waterboy? See, man.
I've seen like clips of it, but I've never seen the full movie like start to end.
I need you to please go watch Waterboy for me.
I'll watch it tonight. I don't have anything to do. I'll watch it tonight.
Watch it tonight. I'm not saying before everybody from Louisiana jumps on here saying that's not how we all are, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying everybody's like that, but Adam Sandler, I feel like, does a pretty good, he's a football player-ish. He's actually a water boy, obviously. But I want you to go watch that. Just for the sake of you got to watch Waterboy. That you got any favorite movies? I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan.
Favorite movies. Let's see. I think my all-time favorite movie for a long time. I don't know if this really counts as movie. It's like a documentary kind of, but More Than a Game. You remember that? Yeah. That's probably my all-time favorite like film I've ever seen. But I'm say like a real movie. Probably John Wick, the first one. When I seen that movie, I was like, this is one of the coolest movies I've ever seen.
I've never seen John Wick. I heard the second one sucked though. Is that true? Isn't there like 4 of them? How many are there?
There's a lot. It's kind of repetitive, but I mean, it's the idea is cool.
Yeah, I have to go watch that. But More Than a Game, I remember listening to like 50 Cent after watching that movie for like 3 weeks straight. Because I remember, that scene where it like gets crazy. LeBron's got like Rolexes on. He's driving his Hummer and like, oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. What's going on, everybody? It's Jordan McCabe. Episode 7 is being filmed right now with my man Shareef O'Neal, the newest LSU commit, and we are going to play a little game called Who's Who, and he's going to really give you an inside glimpse at the O'Neal family that everybody loves talking about and watching. So here's how it goes. I ask him some sort of trader activity. He tells me right off the top of his head who that relates to the most in his family. And number 1 is, we'll start easy. Who talks the most trash on the court?
My dad.
Your dad. All right. Shaq, who is in your family, you got a technical foul situation on the line to win the game. I'm guessing this answer is not the same as the first. Who's shooting those free throws?
Shakir's gonna shoot those free throws.
Shakir's hitting them?
Yeah, he'll shoot those. We'll make him shoot those.
Who's most likely to show up to a game with the wrong jersey on?
Shakir.
Shakir? Is he the goofball? He's the goofball, huh?
He's the class clown. He's like the house clown. He's just funny kid naturally. He doesn't even try it, but he's just funny.
Who's the biggest internet troll in the family?
My older brother, because he claims since he doesn't play basketball and he's a grown man, he can say whatever he wants. So he'll really go at people because we can't. Yeah, he'll really go at people. Because like we can't say it because people are watching, they just want to see. But he's like, I'm a grown ass man, and I don't even play basketball. I already do this, I already do that, so I can say whatever I want. So he's a real internet troll.
Who's the most flirty? Go ahead. Who's the most flirty out of your whole family?
Shakir.
It's that age, man. It's that age.
It's definitely Shakir.
It's that age, man. Anything that's walking with a heartbeat, he might run up on it and hit on her for a little bit. That's hilarious.
The older girls still think you're like cute at that age, so you can get away. They'll flirt with any age. It don't even matter.
Oh man, watch your moms around Shareef O'Neal. All right, so who would be the first? Who would be the first to like quit hoops in order to be some kind of artist?
My sister Mimi.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can really really sing. She probably doesn't want me to say that, but she can really sing. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not just saying that 'cause it's my sister, but she's real shy, but she can really sing. She's really musically talented. So if she didn't do basketball, music could definitely be her thing.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's dope. That's dope. All right, folks, that right there was Who's Who with the O'Neal family being spoke upon by the one and only Shareef O'Neal. Join us next time on the next episode and find out what happens next. And one of these questions in here was about Dennis Rodman. So I want to get back, before we jump out of here. I know you watched The Last Dance, I'm assuming, right?
I did.
What's your take on, the whole thing?
It shows you how bad Michael Jordan wanted to win and the stuff he had to go through and the stuff his teammates went through. And I'm actually glad they put this out because I had a lot of questions and I used to ask my dad a lot of stuff because I know he knew. And I didn't know Dennis Rodman used to get that lit. And then just come to practice next day and just go crazy. I didn't even know that. I knew people used to call him crazy, but I mean, I didn't think he was crazy. I don't think he's crazy if he could do that and come back and still get 20 rebounds. Like that's just how he is. He's just built different.
He's built different. He is wired different. The man left and went and did WWE middle of the finals. Not like no regular season game. They happened to be in Dallas at the same time the WWE tour. He flew out middle of Game 7. But, man, everybody needs – or not Game 7, the finals. Everybody needs a Dennis Rodman. Am I right?
Yeah.
Who do you think, like, on your teams in the past or, you have anybody close to that in terms of, like, in high school or now?
I would say – Bull is naturally talented. He didn't even have to try. And I was just saying, like, Bull could literally – like, me and Bull used to work out a lot, but I feel like even if Bull didn't work out, he would still be the same exact player just because he's just naturally built different and just – you've seen Bull play. You know how, like, you just can't do nothing about it. He's gonna
you can't. He's 7 foot 13 inches, and, I used to, I first saw him play and I wanted to, feel like what that was like to be Bull. So I got all my little cousins to come over. I lowered the rim down to 6 foot. We started dunking on him. I feel like I wouldn't have needed to work out either if I was that tall. Props to him for working out.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I'm like, bro, you're literally playing on an 8 foot hoop. Like we're all little kids. You might run to someone close to your height, and when he jumps and shoots, I don't even know how many feet in the air because he's already 7'3", 7'4", and he jumps. He's athletic, he's fast, and he can shoot and dribble. So it's just like it's like a creative player. That's what I call him.
Yeah, no, he is. I mean, he's next level in terms of build and not only build, but people just see how tall he is and then just forget how skilled he is. He's put some serious time into the game, and that's really cool to see because you watch these guys who are, gifted, by God and given all these crazy things. But for him to take that and run with it and really get in the gym, I know a lot of guys who, are gifted in certain ways that, seem to just kind of let that slide. But, to see him doing what he's doing, it'll be exciting. Be exciting the next few years. Yeah, man. So with LSU and everything, what's Well, just you in general. What's the next move here? What's the next thing that you're going to be doing? Your family's going to be doing? Or are you just holed up in Florida?
We're just holding up in Florida, just trying to see when I can report down to school. Trying to find a living situation out there where I'm going to stay on campus and all that. So I'm just kind of feel like I'm starting over the whole college process. You know, when you first get to your school and you're the new kid, you got to do summer training, summer classes, move in, and all that. So I just kind of restarted. So that's what I'm just getting ready to do. My cousin's back home in LA right now, packing up my stuff for me, and they're just gonna send it here, and then I'm gonna just go to Louisiana from here.
That's dope. You excited about that transition? Obviously, it's kind of like a fresh start, right?
Yeah, it is the fresh start. You know, I'm gonna be living. Well, my sister's gonna be there. She's playing on the girls' team, but I'll basically be living alone. Well, not alone at school, but just without my parents there. And I feel like that'll be good for me to kind of learn how to just grow up by myself and move around by myself for a little bit. So I feel like it'll be good, and I won't really have them in my ear all day, and it's just kind of just like a fresh start.
Yeah, no, that's big time. And hey, like I said, there's a live tiger running around LSU's campus. Have you seen Tiger King? Did you watch that? Please tell me you watched
I
that.
watched Tiger King. All right, I need to say something about Tiger King because my dad was in it, and people were sending me Snapchats and texting me about it, asking me if I had tigers. We did not have tigers at the house. The tigers were just under his name. They just literally just were like, when people went to go see the tigers, they'd be like, "Oh, these are Shaq's tigers." They're just under his name just because he said he just wanted to like own tigers. Like people think we had tigers, and that I didn't even know what's going on. I didn't even know he got a tiger. He just sent a selfie of him and a tiger, and he's like my new baby. And then
So you never met it. You never met any of these tigers. None of these.
I never met what's his name, Joe Exotic. I never met none. I never even seen a baby tiger in my life.
Did your pops? Did he meet Joe? I can't remember off the
I
show.
don't remember why they showed him. I don't think he met Joe Exotic. I just remember he drove up to some place that he heard about that he said some guy told him at the gas station that this place had baby tigers. And he was like, "Can I buy them?" And the guy said, "Yeah." So I think my dad went over there, and I think he actually just wanted to just see the tiger and take a picture with it. But he's like, "Oh, I want to like put the tigers under my name so I can say I own tigers." So then he like did that. So they're just named like Shaq's tigers. That's it.
Okay, that makes sense. So they never actually like grew up with you. Like he wasn't changing your diapers and like feeding the tiger milk or anything like that. Nothing crazy.
No, like he literally saw the tigers and they like put him under his name, and then I don't even know if he like just went. I don't even know if he went back. I think he just wanted to say he had tigers, 2 tigers. It sounds cool.
Yeah, that's the most Shaq impulse buy I think I've ever heard in my life. Like in terms of what you would do, like a lot of people impulse buy, random, stuff at Target. He just got stopped in Oklahoma at a gas station and went and put his name on 2 tigers and put the cash down. I love it, man. I'm glad. I was going to go a different route saying stay as far away from that cage as you can. Don't piss any girls off down there because they have access just like Carol Baskins did. We don't need anything crazy happening to my boy down there except, going crazy for LSU, bro. That's my only warning. That's it. Hey, man, I really appreciate you jumping on the show with us today. A lot of people are going to be really excited to sit down and listen. If you guys are out there listening right now, in your cars or whatever, make sure to, either shoot myself or Shareef or the show a message about, what you thought of it. If you have any questions, and make sure you go spam him and tell him that he needs to, join us again, round 2, maybe sometime during the season. If I bring all the equipment.
Whenever, bro, whenever you let me know, I'll do it.
My man, I appreciate you, Shareef. And hey, you know what? I don't know. This went pretty good for a first interview between people. I've met you before, and we played, in certain games together. But this is the first time we really got to actually talk. So you got the connections out there in LA. Maybe one day we're running a show like, Robin Big. You need to, gain a little bit more weight.
Bro. Do that.
and we'll base it right out of West Hollywood, and we'll just
Random
film
stuff that
daily
happens every
life.
day. And we won't do no basketball, life outside of basketball, so people will really see what goes on in LA.
Yeah, most of it's gonna have to be censored if we do it out in West Hollywood. But man, I really enjoyed sitting down talking with you, my man.
Thank you, bro. I'll definitely want to come back and do it again.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, everybody, there it is. That is episode 7, wrap up of Subject to Change, and very, insightful guests about a lot of different things. So we got to talk to Shareef about his life and how crazy it is. And before we do sign off, me and Shareef both want to reach out to a special fan. His name is Ari, and it is his birthday, and we just want to say happy birthday, Ari. Much love from myself, and Shareef, you can roll off that.
Yeah, happy birthday, Ari. I heard you were a fan, bro. Ari is a cool name. I actually love that name, Ari. That's a hard name. And I appreciate the support, bro, and happy birthday. I hope you enjoy it. Remember his birthday because you're in quarantine. It's going to be a good birthday to tell people.
That's right. That's right. You're gonna have that story for the rest of your life because it's a whole lot of craziness out there, my man. But we appreciate you tuning in and listening to us and keeping up. You're the reason we do all this stuff, man. So Ari, happy birthday. To everybody else out there, be safe, stay safe. Hit me up with where we should go next, what direction we should be moving in, and any other question, comments, or concerns on the show. Thank you very much. Peace.